Okay, here goes. Pray this works. Okay, here goes. Pray this works. Okay. Give Peter a minute to come in. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the camera for a moment. There we go. Okay, well, I'm waiting for people to come in. I was going to do this in a separate video, so since I'm waiting a minute. Luna! Okay, well, I'm waiting for people to come in. I have had a couple of comments about Michelle and her baby. I ask people, if you come to my channel and you want to talk about someone, please do not talk about babies who are no longer with us. I will not accuse anyone of hurting their babies. Ever. That is not something that gets done on this channel. As I've said before, I say the McCanns are guilty because they've admitted to what they did. They admitted leaving those babies alone when they go out and drink and eat. Whatever happened to Michelle's baby was dealt with at the time. This was 20 years ago. I am not someone who is going to punish someone. It is not my place. And I'm sure if she had done something to that baby, she would have been found guilty and locked up for it. Do not come to my channel weaponizing a baby who is no longer with us. I'm hoping this will be the last time I ever have to speak on the matter. And for the people saying that Jose done what he did and it was his doing, nobody else's, if you had your life unraveled online, accused of doing something to children, being an innocent person, having someone go to your boss and say this person is an SO, a registered SO, I think I would probably do the same thing. Jose was a very sweet man. He spoke about Seba very lovingly. Hi Pam, how you doing, darling? Do not tell me that people did not tear his life apart. To be accused of something so disgusting, so disturbing, there are people who can't cope with being accused of things like that. They can't mentally process being accused of doing something like that. And for anyone who thinks it's okay to accuse someone without fully knowing that they are guilty, just because you find someone with a name and you don't know what he looks like, doesn't mean it's going to be the same person. There could be thousands of people out there with the same names. Thousands. Some even meet people with the same name as them. We ain't all that unique. He took his own life, Pam. People on YouTube searched for him. They didn't know what he looked like at the time. They found a guy. I've shown the picture. And they went to his boss. His boss fired him, believing what people were saying. He was about to become homeless, jobless. He'd gone off radar because he wanted to get his mental health sorted out. This is something I will never forget because he was such a sweet guy. He spoke about Summer with such love and compassion. And it broke my heart. The people who searched his name, who found the person who was a registered SO, they are responsible for what this man did. What this man was forced to do. And I will say that until my last breath. Because if he had been left alone, but because he was searched for, they searched for him, despite the fact he hadn't even lived at the Wells house. Yeah, he spoke very lovingly of the children, including Candice, actually. But he was a very, very sweet guy. I have people come into my channel saying the Wells are guilty. I can't say that. I can't legitimately say they're guilty because there's no evidence. Now, when it comes to the McCanns, they admitted leaving their children alone. They admitted putting their children to bed, leaving the apartment open. So they've confessed to abandoning their children for the evenings. I would never leave my children alone in a hotel, in an apartment. I don't think Don and Candice are guilty, to be honest with you. I've been looking at this young boy on Twitter. 14. I do too, Pam. Honestly, I think she might have been had by an animal. Because there are a lot of wild animals around where the Wells live. Like, surprisingly, you could see that there is a lot of wildlife around there. It takes one wild dog. It's horrifying. That poor little girl. But I don't think the Wells are guilty. I think they're people who hide their emotions. They're not very good at showing people how they feel. And there's a lot of people like that. I don't show people how I'm feeling always. There's a lot of times I don't show people how I'm feeling. So I can understand people who hide their emotions. But I think the likelihood now is that either someone took Summer, I just forgotten her mother's name. What am I thinking of now? Candice said there was wild coyotes around there. And I think everyone has seen the film where the baby was taken from the tent by coyotes. As some people call it, a dingo took my baby. That's a sad film. My eyes look really purple in this light. How are you doing, Pam, anyway? It looks like it's going to be a quiet one here tonight. Oh, wow. Do you get to see a lot of them, Pam? I don't know whether I'd like that or be scared of it. I kind of like the idea of seeing them. But then being that close, living that closely to them, because they are dangerous animals after all. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. Is she having a remote son? I know I've had mine removed. I wouldn't wish gallbladder on anybody. I'd love seeing them, but I'm not sure I'd feel really comfortable living that close to them. Especially with children. Have they planned a surgery for your daughter, Pam? Brilliant news. Right, what I would say is the surgery doesn't always fix everything. I wasn't told this until after having surgery. I will probably be the rest of my life living on these things. These are a lifesaver. Now, I've realized now that I had years of gallbladder problems that was undiagnosed. Yeah, it needs to come out. She will be a lot better for having it out. She won't have the attacks like she's having, where it flares up, and she's probably having antibiotics. That's great. She might be good like you then. But I would never wish gallbladder problems on anybody, because I'm so glad mine is gone, because the pain was something that worse than childbirth. Definitely. But once it's gone, it will be a lot better than what it is now. That's one thing for sure, but they don't tell you that you can continue to have like acid reflux problems after it. Keeping plenty of antacids around is a really, really good idea. That would probably be my top recommendation. Plenty of antacids. Oh, that's awful. I'd make a complaint, Pam, if I was you. I would make a complaint for sure. Some of these doctors are awful. Yes. Good is acid reflux. Hi, Chronic Space. How you doing, honey? I think it's the first time I've seen you in here. I am, thank you, honey. Life has been dragging me down a little bit, that's all. Trying to get on top of it. That's why I didn't like this one. But hopefully, Pam, they won't keep her waiting too long. Touch wood. Where's our cat up to? I know, honey. Sometimes things just sort of pile up too much, you know? And then all you want to do is just curl under a rock and hide there. Oh, Pam. Oh, honey. Yeah, suing doctors is really hard. I was told I should have sued a couple of years ago. Well, 20 years ago. When I'd miscarried, they'd done a D&C, perforated my womb, dragged the bowel through, perforated part of the bowel, and had to remove part of the small intestine. But I was too messed up at the time to do anything. These doctors, they don't care. As long as they get paid at the end of the shift, they don't care. Thank you, Chronic. And I have met so many amazing people on here, I swear to God. Like, honestly, this platform has been life-changing. Meeting so many amazing people. People who have problems like myself, or even different issues, and Some incredible people, that's for sure. But we are sorting things out currently, so I may not have to go off here. I may not have to leave. If things go in the way they are, and by this time next week we get things to where we need them, I should be okay to stick around. Oh wow, 3. Damn, Chronic. May I ask which ones? If that's not too invasive. Oh, Pam. Oh, honey. That is incredibly terrifying. Hashimoto's. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah. Oh, Chronic. I know what Crohn's is like, honey. I'm not 100% sure on all of my diagnosis. I know that EDS, good. Pretty sure Crohn's, if I remember rightly. I forget some of them sometimes. Raynaud's disease. Autoimmune disease. I need to look at her. Ah, I see. I get so confused when it comes to medical stuff. They're telling me things and it's like going in one ear out the other. It's like they'll tell you something one day and then yeah, that sounds really uncomfortable, honey. Oh, hello. Have you come to say hello? You gotta say hello. You're getting so big, aren't you? Luna came to say hello. If you ladies ever need someone to talk to, mind you know you can always drop me a DM anytime. Seriously. She has gotten big, Pam. She's naughty at times too. She tried to bite me. Stop. Stop biting. But that's what we do, Chronic. We do it for our children, don't we? I'm sure Pam is the same too. When you're a mum, that's what comes first. We don't put ourselves first, we put our children first, our babies. And I think that's what gets us through every day, is the thought that we've got to be of these little ones. Because at the end of the day, yeah, they need us more than we do. And that gives me incredible strength. Both of my little ones are autistic. I know what you mean, Chronic. I am still suffering from long COVID. Some days it's really hard to eat because everything smells so bad. And I've never smelled anything like it in my life as what comes from COVID. Me too, Pam. Me too. Definitely. Damn, Chronic. How do you manage? I'd love to do nursing, but I would be emotional wreck. When I see people who, when they're really ill, or they're young, or they're old, I get overwhelmed. And I don't have the strongest stomach. When I was a kid, I always used to say, I'm going to be a nurse when I grow up. I'm going to be a nurse when I grow up. But I can't be in the same room as someone being sick because I end up being sick with them. I'm absolutely useless when it comes to, probably better now with the kids, but I used to be really, really bad. I remember my oldest daughter when she was a baby, and I was supposed to, and she'd been sick in the car, and my partner at the time said, "Oh, it's your turn to clean it up." Well, I was on the side of the road while he was cleaning it. When it comes to things like that, I just don't have the stomach for it. Wow. Oh, now that I could probably do. Me working with people who are physically ill, I would probably end up in a bed next to them. The last time I was in the hospital, there was this elderly woman in the next bed, and they weren't going to help her. And she had dementia. And after a couple of times of watching them ignoring her while her food was, they were supposed to feed her, I would end up starting to go over there and actually make sure that she actually got to eat some of her food. And I would get so frustrated that I would be going off on the nurses because she weren't being dealt with properly. I didn't know you could have medication for Rona. We don't have any medication to treat it here. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. Oh, I would flip, Chronic, I would. You need to protect yourself. I think I'd get really frustrated in that position. I'd end up flipping. Because there are a lot of people out there who don't care about other people. Like, they really don't. They think it's all just a lie. And they don't care about people who get really seriously ill because of it. Who it causes other complications because of other conditions people already have. And they're just selfish. Hospitals, doctors and all that, we've still got to wear masks. But shops, nobody's wearing them anymore. And I think it's insane. Because it hasn't gone away, it's still here. And it's not going anywhere. I wish more people would wear masks. Like, I honestly wish more people would wear them. But last week was a really rough week for me. Slowly we're getting back on top of things. Trying to, anyway. Luna. Yeah? Yeah. Luna. Oh, sugar. Luna, stop. Stop. Come on then. No biting. No biting. Yeah, there's no sort of real sort of thing where you've got to wear masks now. It's mainly sort of doctors and hospitals around me. Which I think is insane. I think it's crazy. I try to wear masks everywhere I go. People still look at me weird, though. Ow. No. No, no, no. I am so thankful that I managed to get something sorted out today. Hopefully if I can get more sorted out now tomorrow, then things must be starting to look up. But just going forward, keeping hope for right now. It has been a rough week last week, and I'm praying we don't end up like that again. Okay, I think I'm going to call it a night here. It is extremely quiet. So I am going to wish you all a good night. And you, Chronic. Have a good night, honey. And thank you. Good night and God bless all. Oh, my toe.